Gomez and company welcome former SU quarterback Eric Dungey thanks to Liverpool Pool and Spa on the flagship station of SU football, TK 99 and TK 105.
Eric, good morning. How are you today?
I'm good. How about you guys?
Good. That was Halloween at your place there in Oregon. Is it where you live? Is that a big deal? Is there a lot of kids in your area? Did you get a lot of traffic?
You know what? Usually, but this year it was raining and it was cold, so not a lot of trick-or-treaters out. And I mean, like, it was downpouring, so we only had about maybe 10, 11. So I got too much candy left over, which is, never a good thing. So gotta throw that out before just start picking at it. So
what do you have, just out of curiosity, left over? What were you going with?
You know what? I was a little late to the party, so I picked some candy up on the way home from work yesterday. So just got some Nerds, Hershey's, and Reese's. So just kind of a classic mix-up. So not the worst, but wasn't giving out the king size. I'm glad I didn't go all out because, again, there was not a lot of people coming around our place.
Well, Eric, before we talk about Virginia Tech and tomorrow, and I forgot if we asked you this last week, but because we talked to you on Monday about the end of the Washington Commanders game with that Hail Mary pass that was exciting and fun to watch. And we had Kyle McCord in here earlier this week, and we were chatting about that. And he said, as a college quarterback or a high school quarterback, he's never actually in a game situation thrown a Hail Mary pass. So he's like batting either 1,000 or 0, I guess, depending on how you want to look at it. How about you? Like, in your playing career, how many, if you've had any, Hail Mary passes have you thrown?
I remember there was one my junior year of high school, and it was actually to beat our crosstown rival. It was, I don't know if it was a Hail Mary. It was a last-second touchdown. It was tied up, though, 14-all. Threw a touchdown to one of our receivers, but he was 6'7". They had about a 5'10" corner on him. They tried to run some cover 4. We just ran 4 verts down the middle. They went with the seam, and then Joe was our 6'7" guy. He was on the outside. Just ran a fade in the corner of the end zone. It was essentially a one-on-one ball, and I guess you could call it a Hail Mary, but it was a last-second touchdown to win it for beat our crosstown rivals for the first time in 10 years. So that was a pretty cool experience. And I guess that would be my one Hail Mary, but can't really say it was like everybody was waiting for the ball because it was essentially just a one-on-one. I still don't know why they didn't have everybody back, but I took advantage of it. So I do remember that.
Very similar story from head coach Fran Brown from high school, because it came up last night during the nighttime show. And first he said no, but he said, and a very similar story. He said, well, now that I think about it, he did have one that sent a game into overtime that they ended up winning against their crosstown rival when he was at Camden. But it's just an exciting play. When it works, it's fun to watch.
Definitely. I mean, that was a pretty crazy play there, but they're always fun. It's always the guys that they get tipped up, and there's one guy standing back there, and just ball falls in his lap. And he's like, oh, yeah, touchdown.
And did you watch the Jets game from last night?
Yeah, I did. And you know what? For the life of me, I don't know why. Receivers, running backs, defensive people are dropping the ball before they get into the end zone. I don't know why they do it. They might as well just drop it at the back of the end zone for how many times it's happened. I believe it was the rookie. It was the first, going to be his first touch and his first score. And then he come around the corner on like a reverse and then drops the ball early, and the ball rolled out the back of the end zone, and they get a touchback for the Jets. So, other than that, it was fun to watch. I love watching Aaron Rodgers play. I'm a big Aaron Rodgers fan. I think he is kind of the epitome of a quarterback. Just love watching him make the checks at the line and just the way he dissects the defense. I think he's had some tough struggles early on this year. He's got some weapons with Devontae Adams and Garrett Wilson, getting healthier and getting better and better each week. It's really fun to watch him.
Yeah, that one catch for a touchdown made the rounds quickly on social media. The Garrett Williams Garrett Wilson one-handed Odell Beckham Jr. type grab.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a pretty insane catch. The fact that his shin came down just barely before the knee. I'm glad they gave it to him. That was pretty remarkable.
On to the task at hand tomorrow for the Orange. Homecoming weekend for SU tomorrow for the noon kickoff. Coming off a 2-1 road trip, which, when you put it that way, doesn't sound too bad, but still trying to flush the last recent game, which seems forever ago. It was just a week ago last night, really, the Pittsburgh blowout. But seems to be a long time, almost like a mini bye week. And is that going to work to their advantage, having an extra day or two, or is it the opposite?
You know what? I never was the bye week was great to kind of get, healthy, get healed up. But sometimes when you're going through the season, you get into a rhythm. And, I was a very habitual player, so I like to get in my habits. And it kind of throws you off when you have an extra day or you have this. Or you have an extra 2 or 3 days. It does throw you off a little bit. I'm sure other guys really enjoy it. But sometimes it is nice to get into that habit and to make sure that things are going smoothly for yourself. So for Cuse, they just really got to come back out and, wipe last week off the board offensively. Defense, I think they did solid, but they're up for a whole new monster with Kyron Jones and two net running back here. They are, two of the best, one of the best dual threat quarterbacks that Syracuse will see all season. And then, the next week with Thomas Castellanos as well. But for Syracuse defense, you're going to expect Virginia Tech to put up some points. So offensively, we just really have to take care of the ball. And LeQuint's got to get that ground game going. And, they got to give him some touches early on to make sure that they're comfortable. And they got to dominate that run game as well, because if not, then it's going to be a long day again. And, we can throw the ball 70 times, but something's going to happen at some point, especially once teams start to catch on to Syracuse. And they're going to just take Pitt's game plan, essentially, and they're going to start dropping and showing different coverages and making it confusing for Kyle there. It's going to help that we're going to be at home for Syracuse. But other than that, you just really got to make sure that we're playing smart, clean football. And you guys got to get some pressure on Kyron Jones and understand, hey, this guy's going to take off too once he gets the chance.
Would you expect Coach Fran and the offensive coordinator and the game plan to get Kyle involved really early just to wipe out what happened last week at Pittsburgh, or the opposite? It's like, you know what, let's get LeQuint going first. You know what I'm saying? Like, just for a confidence perspective.
Yeah, you know what? That's what I really respect about Coach Brown is even after everything, he still was going up to Kyle, and that's you're my guy. Still has all the confidence in the world for him. So I don't think that they're going to really change the game plan. I think if they want to start to try to, establish the run game, that would be great. But sometimes if something's not working, you just got to go back to what has been all season. And, Kyle's still throwing for 300 plus a game. And obviously his arm is still very strong. And, the pass game is working efficiently for them. Just had a few bad breaks there. And unfortunately, the pick sixes and some, hopefully my guy was working on his tackling. But as a quarterback, you don't want to be put in that position. I'm not really too worried about it. I think Coach Brown's got a lot of faith in him, which is going to rub off on Kyle, and he's going to go out and play confident like he always has. And I'm just hoping to see LeQuint get some more touches and establish that run game to take some of that pressure off of him. And it'll just open up things even more for him. But it starts up front. It starts with those 5 guys up front. And if they can get some movement and make sure that they're opening up some gaps for LeQuint just to run and get downhill for.
Eric, good stuff there. Enjoy the weekend. And I know it's homecoming, but you're in Oregon. What are you going to be able to make it back east at all for any of the home or away games for the remaining schedule?
I would love to. I think later in November or one of these games, I would love to come back and be at Syracuse, be in the Dome, and maybe do something in person. So to be determined.
That's right. We'd love to see you, but nonetheless, go Orange. Eric, have a fantastic weekend there in Oregon, and we'll check in again on Monday.
Have a good one, guys.
There goes, folks. That's Eric Dungey, former SU quarterback, every Friday and every Monday morning, and hopefully a nice win to talk about. Again, it's a noon kickoff tomorrow. Our game day coverage tomorrow starts at 9 o'clock with our TK Tavern pregame broadcast, and game day coverage tomorrow brought to you by Burdick Toyota, Burdick Ford, Burdick Lexus, Burdick BMW, and the Marriott Syracuse